Good evening. Trains carrying double the number of passengers they should, people packed in like sardines. The incredible scale of overcrowding on the South's railway was revealed today after damning government figures were released. The 6:57 Brighton to London Blackfriars is the most overcrowded in the country, with 960 commuters squeezed onto a train designed for 420, more than twice its capacity. The 6:51 South West train service from Southampton Airport Parkway to Waterloo also makes the top 10, with more than 900 commuters packed onto a train designed for 600. And the 7:14 from Alton in Hampshire to Waterloo is also highlighted for overcrowding. Passenger groups say they're appalled when people are paying record prices.
I think passengers have every right to feel outraged that they're paying thousands of pounds every year for season tickets and having to squeeze in overcrowded carriages and really unpleasant conditions, and they have a right to expect more from government and rail companies on this.
With the announcement of 5 days of strikes on Southern trains starting a week on Monday, the Chief Operating Officer Diane Crowther spoke exclusively to our transport correspondent Mike Pearce about their handling of the crisis.
Well, firstly, I want to apologise to all of our passengers. We know that the service that we've provided in the last 4 to 5 months has simply not been good enough.
But you see, that's what passengers know, and then we go to public meetings, that's what they tell you. Mm-hmm. What they want to know is what you're going to do to resolve it.
So we're doing a lot to try and resolve it. So the first thing that we've done is to introduce a temporary timetable. The overwhelming feedback that we were getting from passengers and indeed our staff was that they needed some certainty back.
But passengers say what it's meant is that other trains are now more crowded, and actually if you look at the punctuality figures, I think it was 2 days ago, only 15% of Southern trains arrived on right time. It's not worked.
It has worked. The first week of operation we got very, very good feedback. What we've experienced in weeks 2 and 3 are some unprecedented operational issues. For 2 days in week 2, the Brighton main line was blocked because of a sinkhole.
Are you aware of just how bad it is for your passengers? Crammed in. I travelled the other night on a train. People said it was inhumane. People said they were crammed in worse than cattle. People were perspiring all over the place. It was horrific.
Yeah, I'm very aware that on some of our services there is a level of overcrowding that is very, very uncomfortable. That is why we are at the centre of this major upgrade programme called the Thameslink programme. That is why there is over £6 to £7 billion investment being happening. But it's taken
300 trains out.
Okay. Well, we took the 300 trains out to offer greater certainty.
Passengers also say you're not up to the job as a company. Isn't it time to hand back the keys because you have not proved that you can run this railway properly?
We will not be handing back the keys. Our job here is to deliver what we've been put in here to deliver.
But you haven't. So isn't it time to give up?
No, we are delivering. We've already introduced...
What the overcrowded trains is delivering? The chaos of the last few months is delivering?
We've already introduced some significant benefits to customers. We've introduced a new fleet of trains on Gatwick Express. We're partway through the introduction of a new fleet for the Thameslink services.
You're saying you're not going to change your position? No one's moving. It's just going to go on and on, isn't it?
Our proposals are good proposals. Yeah, we will be keeping members of staff on trains, onboard supervisors. They will continue to provide a customer service role, a more visible customer service role. Yeah, our staff, we are guaranteeing jobs.
When I was on a massively overcrowded train last week, one of the passengers said, I don't know how the executives of GTR can get up in the morning and live with themselves putting us through the hell we have suffered day in, day out. How do you answer that?
I get up in the morning determined to provide a better service for passengers. I get up in the morning determined to be able to implement the benefits that I know will deliver a better service for passengers.
But you talk to any of those passengers, they say you're failing. You have failed.
I talk to many of our passengers. I spend a lot of time at our stations and I spend quite a lot of time at public meetings. I know how our passengers are feeling. I also know that the plans that we have will deliver the benefits.
Staying with transport, and bus drivers in Dorset are to stage a 23-day walkout in a row over pay. More than 110 First Dorset drivers in Weymouth and Bridport are currently in the middle of a 5-week strike. It means action will continue until September the 3rd. More branches of Lloyds Bank in the south could close after the company announced 200 across the country will go, with the loss of 3,000 jobs. Lloyds says it's preparing for a cut in interest rates following the Brexit vote, despite profits more than doubling to £2.5 billion. The job of Minister for Portsmouth, created 2 years ago when 1,000 shipbuilding jobs were lost, has been scrapped by Downing Street. Former Minister Mark Francois left in the recent reshuffle and won't be replaced. A £1 million lottery winner on the Isle of Wight has a month to claim their prize before the ticket expires. Animals at the Isle of Wight Zoo have been helping to publicise the unclaimed prize. The ticket for the Lotto Millionaire raffle was bought on the island on the 27th of February. Every year, thousands of competitors dig deep to find the grit and determination needed to complete the Great South Run. With less than 100 days to go until this year's event, a unique group of runners with those qualities in abundance gathered in Portsmouth. Between them, they've lost 100 stone in weight. Christine Alsford went to meet them.
-100! Collectively, they're 100 stone lighter than they used to be. The pounds they've lost between them add up to the weight of a small family car. And now they'll all be competing in this year's Great South Run. Gillian Bourne from Gosport in Hampshire, just one competitor who says her life has been changed for the better by pounding pavements.
At my heaviest, I was about 21, nearly 22 stone, so I've lost 10 stone.
Tell me how you feel when you look at those clothes and how different you feel.
I feel like a completely different person. I've never really been proud of myself for a huge amount, but when I look at these, I'm so proud. I can take on the world and the world can't do anything to me.
25,000 runners will take part in the 10-mile event in October. They'll pass landmarks like HMS Victory and the 100-year-old warship, where today's runners gathered to compare training tips and weight loss stories. For those like Dad John Hanchett, it's all about being healthy and active.
I've lost what my oldest daughter weighs, so she weighs 5 stone and I've lost that, and if I was to pick her and carry her around, I think I'd be shattered. So yeah, really pleased.
So these are your old clothes?
They are indeed.
This is
an extra large.
And how much have you lost in total?
11 stone.
And what is it that you love about running?
Just the fact that it's your me time. I've got 3 children, so I can go out, put my music in my ears, and I haven't got the, can I have this, can I have that? It's my time.
Peter Manley took part in his first Great South Run 8 years ago when he was 8 stones heavier. His aim for 2016, to halve his time and double the money he raises for charity.
I'm a lot fitter, I'm more active, I'm more alive. I've joined the gym, I'm swimming more, and I feel my life has restarted itself. It's fantastic, yeah.
And you're no spring chicken, if you don't mind me saying so.
51 years old. Yeah, I've got the bingo wings to prove it now.
All will be running for their favourite causes and proving that the biggest losers are sometimes the biggest winners in life. Christine Alsford, ITV News.
Staying with sport, and Southampton continued their impressive pre-season run with a 3rd successive win, this time over FC 20 on their tour of Holland. The Saints took a first-half lead through Virgil van Dijk and added to that in the second period thanks to substitute Sam Gallagher. There was a consolation for the home side before the end, the first goal Southampton have conceded in their pre-season games. The most English of horse riding events, Qatar Goodwood, also known as Glorious Goodwood, is in its 3rd day. Around 100,000 people attend the 5 days of racing in Chichester. One of the highlights of Ladies' Day, apart from the incredible hats and outfits being worn, is the famous charity race, the Magnolia Cup. It's the 6th time it's taken place. The riders are not jockeys, but high-profile women who train for the event. And this year the winner was Isabel Taylor, who's an athlete. Time for the weather now with Simon Parkin.
From cold fronts to camping, driving through Europe, Eurotunnel the Shuttle sponsors ITV Meridian weather.
Good evening, and you might have noticed a bit of a humid feel to things today. It's still a bit muggy overnight tonight, with temperatures no lower than around 15 or 16 degrees. Fair bit of cloud sitting on top of us. We're dry though, and with a few clear spells, and come tomorrow morning it will generally be a grey and cloudy start, but a few bits of brightness developing as we head through the morning. Should stay mostly dry. It's into the afternoon we might see a few showers get going, and there could be an odd heavy one as well. But in the best of the dry and fine weather, temperatures up to 21 degrees. That's 70 in Fahrenheit, feeling fairly pleasant, though a bit breezy along the coast.
Eurotunnel the Shuttle sponsors ITV Meridian weather.
Well, that's the Meridian News, weather and sport for this evening. We're back during Good Morning Britain from 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. But for now, from all of us here on the Late News team, do have a very good evening. Bye-bye.